As you can see, man, it's got a little ladybug right there on the corner. When it's organic, that's what happens. That's what they use for pesticide. Just regular old ladybugs. As you can see, man, I got some kale here, just fresh kale. My lighting's kind of weird, man. I got this skylight up there and the sun's baking directly in it. So I'm having to move the camera around. But as you can see, we're gonna use some kale today. Got some cilantro here. We're gonna use that cilantro as well. Got some broccoli here. We're gonna use this broccoli. And for our pasta base, we're gonna use some of this Barilla Protein Plus. It's got 10 grams of protein per 2 ounces. We got 2 ounce serving in this pot right here. And so that's gonna be 10 grams of protein just from that. I'll let you guys know the full protein total here. I don't count kale. Well, I do count it. I don't count it calorie wise, but I do count it as far as nutrition goes, as far as nutrition content, what I'm gonna get from the nutrition. So let me finish preparing. Oh, and in this pan here, all right, I got some Spectrum Organic Coconut Oil. I've got 14 grams of that, which is a serving. So what I've got here now, man, is I've got this, I've got some Beyond Beef, beefy crumbles. We're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of that in there, serving of that. Gonna cut the pasta on. And I didn't have time to make my own sauce today, so I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna use this Newman's Own sauce. This Newman's Own tomato and basil. I use Newman's Own because it doesn't have soy oil in it. It has extra virgin olive oil. It doesn't have soybean oil in it. Most sauces do, and it doesn't have. It's only got 1 gram of added sugar in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this, man. And I got 100 grams of broccoli. I got 60 grams of kale. 2 ounces of pasta here. I'm gonna use a half a cup of this pasta sauce. I'm gonna use a regular serving size of this Beyond Beef, about 55 grams serving size. As you can see, the serving size of this isn't much. You kind of want to make sure that you measure these things out, man, so you won't just be, because you no matter what you think you're eating, you don't know what you're eating if you don't measure it. And when it comes to things like that, I measure, because when you have to take into consideration either the carbs or the sodium content, you know what I'm saying? That's why I measure things like that. Only to keep up with the nutrients, not to keep up with the calories, because I don't count calories. You know, I don't. You know, I eat from the soul, I eat from the spirit, and I eat things that are meant for me to eat. That way I don't have to worry about going over on my calories. This meal, as you're looking at it, this meal is going to be well under 500 calories. So it's going to be a full, pleasing meal. I'm going to enjoy the meal. I know this water's going to sound kind of loud here, man. Now, something I don't do, I'm going to show you right now. I don't pull the leaves. A lot of recipes say pull the leaves off of your cilantro. I don't pull the leaves off. I go as close up. I like to keep some of that stem action there. So when I pull them off right below the last leaves. I like to pull all those stems off. I think you lose some of the flavor when you don't do that. So this is how I do it. I'm not gonna sit here and show you this whole process, but I just want to show you that I take them from about right there, and I take that much off. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to go through just pulling the leaves off and all of that, man. I think you lose something in the stem. The stem is the primary source of transportation of the nutrients. So why take all of that away? There's always some nutrients left in the stem. It's just like peeling fruit. I never understood why you would peel an apple. You know, I never understood why you do that. There's so many nutrients in that skin, and you're just gonna peel it off and leave the nutrients. Doesn't make sense to me. So let me finish this up, man. I'm gonna finish that. I'm gonna add this. This meal shouldn't take too long. We'll be ready to roll with this meal in just a minute. Now I don't have an enormous amount of time here, guys. So what I'm gonna do, instead of waiting to add the beefy crumbles to that, I'm gonna spray this with some and we're gonna roll with it, man. Let that cook up a little bit. As you can see, this is it. I don't cook this until it gets soft. I don't like my broccoli soft. I still like my broccoli to have a little crunch to it. And I don't mind my kale having a little consistency to it as well. So that's why I cook it in such a small thing, because I'm not going to really do a whole lot of turning. This isn't a stir fry. This is me just doing what I call a water stir fry. That's what it is, a water stir fry. So I guess it is a stir fry variation. But it's a water stir fry. It's kind of like a combination of a stir fry and a steam. But as soon as that is done, I'm going to take it off, and that's the texture it's going to be at. I'm going to go ahead and stir up these right here. I'm actually going to add the sauce to this skillet. It's only going to be a half teaspoon of salt. I mean a half a cup of sauce, so it's not going to be much. This sauce does have an enormous amount of sodium in it. Per serving size, it's got like, I think 400 milligrams. It's got 460 milligrams of sodium. But as you'll see, you know, my next meal is going to be just as much watermelon as I can eat, so it's not going to have any sodium. So we're going to let that saute for a minute. We're going to wrap this up, man, and you guys will see it plated in a minute. All right, we're going to go ahead and add this half cup of pasta here, man. As you can see, we measure it right on out. Well, pasta sauce, rather. not a half cup of pasta sauce. You know what I mean. Add that, man. Mix that in with the meat concoction. Shit. That's what I'm trying to do. Let that shit run all over the side on the eye, man. I swear, man, I probably go through more paper towels than any man on the planet. But we're gonna let that sit there, man, and marinate. Put a little onion powder in there. Put a little garlic powder in there. I do have fresh garlic before this meal. For this particular meal, I don't want to take too long. I'm gonna put a little bit of onion and herb in there, just a little bit, Mrs. Dash. Gonna put some original blend Mrs. Dash in there. Gonna put some lemon pepper Mrs. Dash in there. Gonna put a little bit of lemon pepper Mrs. Dash in there as well. This is something I'd like to use, a little bit of Chipotle, Southwest Chipotle Mrs. Dash in there. It doesn't take much of this, it's got some serious kick, man. And as always, I'm gonna put a little bit of ginger. A little bit of ground ginger in my vegetables. Always do that. Every meal I use ground ginger in my vegetables. And I think, well, I'm gonna add a little bit of this chicken seasoning, chicken flavor Mrs. Dash to that. And that's gonna do it, man, as far as the seasoning goes. Now we're gonna let everything continue to marinate. Get right. As you can see, man, my lighting is all over the place with those skylights, man. Just bear with me. It's probably better for me to do these episodes either really early in the morning before the sun starts beaming through the skylights, or later in the day. The thing about doing it later in the day is I lose the actual light from the skylights. So it does provide a great bit of light, but and as you can see, man, I'm cooking at home, so don't matter if I put a little bit of sauce and mix it up in here. These vegetables are almost ready, man. I'm getting ready to pull those off the eye as well. Just want to get this stuff mixed up in here a little bit. That's ready. I'm gonna cut it off. Come on here and mix these up just a little bit. As you can see, man, we ain't putting no salt on nothing. I do drop a little bit on there sometime, but when I do, this is my stove. I make sure it's clean, so I put it right back in there, homies. All right, that's gonna do it, man. As you can see, this is what I had yesterday, the same mixture of kale and broccoli. This is what I eat every day. I don't have time to be trying to make it, you know, too great. So this is gonna be a part of my first meal every single day. Kale and broccoli is gonna be it. Now I'm gonna mix up the other part of it like this. I didn't eat this yesterday. I didn't have any pasta yesterday, but so this part of my meal is gonna always be mixed up, but the kale and broccoli concoction is gonna be an everyday thing. I can almost get almost all of my micronutrients from this concoction first thing in the morning. Let's be honest with you. I'm gonna go ahead and hook this on up, man. I'll show it to you plated before I get ready to kill it. As you can see, homies, that's an incredible meal, man. One incredible meal for you to partake in. Make sure I get the focus right on this, man. Well, you can see it, man. One incredible meal for you to partake in. A lot of food on the plate. This meal is about 500 calories, man. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this on out, man. As you can see, whole lot of greens, whole lot of pasta, whole lot of sauce, whole lot of protein, baby. Peace.